With grocery prices on the rise, you really want to keep a close eye on your spending. You don't want your grocery bill to be hijacking your paycheck, leaving you nothing for savings. So in this video today, I want to share with you 15 grocery saving hacks that I use that let you enjoy delicious, healthy meals while keeping your wallet happy. What gets measured gets managed, as Peter Drucker said. And this is so true. If you don't budget, it's really difficult to save any money because you don't really know how much you can and should spend or whether or not you've already overspent. Not only do you need a monthly grocery budget, and ours was $650 per month for the two of us, by the way, last year, but you also need to budget for each grocery trip that you make. Before I go to No Frills or order online, I usually already have a budget in mind. For example, I'm gonna spend $120 or $150 maximum on this grocery trip. Having this really helps me to manage my budget, and it also helps to remind me how much money I have left to spend for the month. And this brings me to hack number 2, which is having a shopping list on my phone. So I typed it on my phone, on my notepad. In the beginning, it takes a while to set up your initial shopping list, but each following week, it will just take you a couple minutes to 5 minutes max to update your shopping list. I noticed that about 80 to perhaps even 90% of the things I buy on a weekly basis are the same. So before I go shopping, I just look at my shopping list on my notepad, I scan through the items, and I check and uncheck the items that I need to buy. Without a shopping list, I would easily end up spending 20% or more than my budget, whereas with a shopping list, I usually tend to stick within my budget. But the next question is, what do I put on my shopping list in the first place? And that brings me to hack number 3, which is to make a meal plan so that your budget doesn't explode. To plan your shopping list, you would ideally make a meal plan at least for the next week, if not for the next 2 weeks. And for me, it goes something like this. For example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, chili soup for lunch. Monday dinner, steamed fish with ginger and cilantro. Tuesday, chicken, celery, and peanut stir fry. All that I do is rotate these menus over the weeks. I started probably with around 8 menus, and now I've grown it to about 15 to 20 menu items that I just repeat. So every end of the week, on a Friday or a Saturday, I just scan through my menu items and assemble my menu for the next week. This also saves a lot of time because the following week, I don't ask myself every day, what am I gonna eat today? What am I gonna cook today? The other benefit of meal planning is that you'll end up with fewer or even zero waste because you use almost every ingredient that you buy. No more, why did I buy this celery and what do I do with these few leftover stems? No, because now I know exactly what I can do with this. And here's another great way to save money, which is hack number 4, duplicate meals using the same main ingredients. If you have, let's say, 14 main meals per week and you have a different protein and vegetable for each meal, then it will tend to get very expensive. So try and use the same ingredient that you buy, for example, that bunch of celery that I just showed you, and incorporate it into different meals. For example, use part of it for the lentil soup, part of it for the egg salad, and another part of it for the chicken celery peanut stir fry. So you end up using the whole thing. Another example, you buy either 1 or 2 pounds of minced beef, and part of that you use to make a stir fry with vegetable, and the other part you turn into a pasta. That way, you buy fewer ingredients and save money. Now on to the next hack. Hack number 5 is hunt for the cheapest store, meaning know exactly where to buy what items. While many items will be cheaper at discounter stores like No Frills and Walmart, there will be some other stores that sell your favorite items at a lower price just because they have a different pricing strategy. For me, for example, it is buying organic groceries at the Chinese corner store. For some reason, they always have this buy one get one offer, which makes it super cheap. Or staples like dishwashing soap that I buy on Amazon, soy sauce from Kikkoman at Walmart, and even this organic plain yogurt here, which I bought for less than $4 at a specialty shop named Sweet Potato. If you applied all these hacks so far, then you're well on your way to trim off probably 5 to 10% of your grocery bill, which you can then hopefully save and invest. If you can save and invest an additional $1,000 per year, and that money grows at, let's say, an average of 8% per year for over 10 years, that will compound to almost $15,000, which is an additional $5,000. And nowadays, it's just so easy to invest online. One online trading platform that's easy to use for beginners is Moomoo. Moomoo, an online trading platform, is used by over 21 million people globally. In Canada, Moomoo Financial Canada is a member of CIRO and the CIPF, or the Canadian Investor Protection Fund, so your money is in good hands. Moomoo is a great choice for self-investing. You can start with any amount as there is no account minimum. Moomoo charges $0 annual fees for your account, so there will be no account opening or statement fees eating into your gains. And while many other brokerages charge $5 or more per order, Moomoo charges as low as $1.99 US dollars per trade for US stocks and ETFs. You'll also get a ton of free features through Moomoo's app, including level 2 market data for the US and Canada, paper trading feature, access to over 200 free courses, and also Moomoo's online community, and enjoy 16 hours extended trading hours. And great news, in case you're looking to open an RSP or TFSA, you can now do that with Moomoo. Again, there are no account opening fees for this. And currently they have an awesome promo going on. Contribute as little as just $100 and you'll receive $50 in cash rewards. And if you contribute more, you can unlock even greater rewards of up to $750. Even better, if you transfer in $100,000, you can get $1,550 in cash rewards. Note that if you sign up, I will be eligible for a small commission. So thank you, Moomoo, for sponsoring a portion of this video. Now back to the video. Another thing that I've learned the hard way that is super important to stick to is to do only one grocery trip maximum per week instead of multiple trips. I tend to spend more money if I go to the grocery store multiple times a week to pick up something that I forgot. Another trip to pick up some eggs, another trip to pick up the pasta that I forgot to buy. Every time that you enter a grocery store, there is a risk of buying additional things that you initially didn't plan for. And there's also this psychological effect. When you only shop once per week, then most likely your shopping cart will already be full to the brim and you'll just resist putting more items into it because it already looks so expensive. But if you go twice a week to the grocery store, then during each trip your shopping cart will look rather empty. And you'll feel like you can just add on more stuff to it and, of course, end up spending more. And by the way, who says nowadays that you need to go to the store yourself? You could also just consider grocery delivery. So guys, here is what I love about grocery delivery. For one, it helps you manage your budget. Although individual items tend to cost more when you shop online, in total you can easily end up spending less money. Unlike in the supermarket where you look at your shopping cart and you keep guessing or calculating how much your final bill will be at the cashier. Here, when you're online shopping, you can just look at your online shopping cart and see whether or not you've exceeded your budget. And if you have, you can simply take out items from it. The other thing that is also underestimated is that grocery delivery saves you transportation cost. Yes, I know usually there's a grocery delivery fee and it's not always cheap, but on the other hand, just try and calculate what it would cost you if you drove your car to the grocery store and paid for parking, and not to mention all the time it takes to do the grocery shopping. It may take you anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. So all those savings combined that you get from not making that trip to the grocery store yourself may compensate for the delivery fee and the slightly higher prices. So I at least think that it's worth doing at least once a month. And yes, I tried Walmart grocery delivery for a while, but I just didn't like it as much as I liked Voila, which I've now been using for a couple of months. I know Voila, which belongs to Sobeys, by the way, is expensive, but hear me out. And this is not sponsored by them, by the way. So Sobeys, Voila has this offer whereby you can get $20 off your bill for 4 orders. So that's a total of $80. And you can also try out their 1-month free delivery pass. Plus, if you're a Scene member, you have a Scene card, you can also use your Scene cards to pay for your grocery bill. So I did that last year and I totally loved it. So this year my husband is signing up. And although Voila is expensive, with that special deal, I could still keep within our weekly grocery budget of approximately $130 per week for the two of us. Make sure that you look out for different delivery offers and just rotate between them. Grocery saving hack number 8 is to buy in bulk. Oftentimes when you buy in bulk, you get much better unit prices. And also check out Amazon, because over there you'll often find deals with much lower prices, especially if you subscribe to items. The next hack is also very important, which is use credit cards with big cashback. There are several great credit cards that offer great cashback on groceries, so make sure that you consider that before you sign up for your next credit card, if you're planning to do so. I happen to have the Scotiabank Visa Infinite card, again not sponsored, and their offer includes 4% cashback among others on groceries, which is a lot. And what's great is that it can be any grocery store. No matter if I go to No Frills, Farm Boy, Sobeys, Walmart, I get $4 back for every $100 that I shop. And considering that our grocery bill is almost $700 per month for the two of us, that's almost $30 per month or $360 per year. Hack number 10 is to make use of supermarket promotions, and this is when you have to get flexible with your shopping plan. When you go grocery shopping and you had a totally different menu on your mind, but then suddenly see that probiotic organic whole chicken for 20% off, then yes, go for that and plan your week and weekly meals around that item. And also don't be afraid to stock up on discounted items that you will use anyways. For me, it's things like chicken stock that I once bought at No Frills for less than $2. And also make sure that you use PC Optimum for No Frills and Shoppers Drug Mart. You can earn points at all of these stores here, and then you can redeem the points to shop. So every once in a while, we would suddenly have an extra $60 or so that we would spend on toiletries at Shoppers. And the next connected hack is to meal prep, which, hold on, is different from meal planning. It's a bit different, but connected. When you meal prep, it means that you cook multiple meals at once. For example, beef stew, lentil soup, chili soup work very well. It also saves a lot of time because instead of preparing your utensils and washing and chopping your ingredients 6 times and cooking everything 6 times, washing all your utensils again 6 times, you just do everything once and have 6 meals to consume. Connected to this also is hack number 12, which is to freeze leftovers. And different from meal prepping where you've got it all planned out, this is a bit more ad hoc. Sometimes when I cook dinner and I only intend to cook it for the two of us, I notice that, wow, suddenly I have this huge portion. And the thing is that we really don't like to overeat, and we also love to simplify our lives. So before we even start eating, I simply just pack away, for example, 30% or 40% of the rice and 30% of the stir fry or whatever I made. I put everything into the freezer, and that will be either tomorrow's or next week's lunch. And at that time, believe me, when I have nothing to eat and I don't have any time, I'm so glad that I have that little container with one meal ready. And we don't even hesitate to freeze a tiny piece of fish that you'd normally go like, oh, it's just a small piece anyway, just finish it or just throw it away. No. At the end of the week, when I collect all the leftovers, a bit of curry here, a bit of fish, a piece of meat, voila, suddenly I have a full meal. Hack number 13 is to buy frozen veggies. And I love this hack so much because it prevents so much waste. And I know at the beginning I was skeptical, will it taste as good as fresh veggies? And yes, I must say for certain veggies like broccoli, and so the fresh version does taste better. But the thing with frozen veggies is that they're just much more cost efficient. When I buy a bag of frozen veggies, usually around 500 to 600 grams, it costs around $4 to $5, even the organic version. Again, per unit, not necessarily cheap, but cost saving in the bigger picture. Why? Because each time that I cook, I just use the exact amount of veggies that I need for that menu. I don't need to force myself to use up that giant cauliflower, but I just take 8 florets or whatever I need. Or a handful of frozen beans, frozen peas, or frozen broccoli. Even asparagus, frozen organic asparagus turns out to be much cheaper than fresh organic or even non-organic asparagus. And it works and tastes surprisingly well. Hack number 14 is to have one day in the week to empty out the whole fridge. I love this hack so much because I just hate throwing out food. And you know how it goes, sometimes on a Friday or on a Saturday, there's just this accumulation of weird leftovers that you're not quite sure what to do with. Half a bell pepper, a shriveled tomato, a few frozen shrimps, and so on. And usually we'll just find some way to cook up all of these ingredients into a meal instead of just throwing them away and let them go to waste. So just by coming up with a creative idea to combine these ingredients, we can avoid having to go grocery shopping earlier than we would have to. And the next hack forms the basis for all of these grocery saving hacks, which is to learn healthy, delicious go-to recipes with basic ingredients. And the key here is to balance out the more expensive ingredients, for example, wild-caught salmon, with cheaper but healthy and yummy ingredients. For example, pasta with sardines and spinach. First, think of some cheaper ingredients that you really like, and then go on and Google recipes based on that ingredients that are really easy to make and try them out. Next, always make sure that you have those basic ingredients ready in your pantry. So when the day comes and you have nothing to eat at home, you're less tempted to just order Uber delivery and instead just whip up something delicious and nutritious in your own kitchen. I hope this was useful to you guys. Let me know in the comments below which was your favorite hack, and if you have any other grocery saving hacks, then make sure that you share those with us in the comments below. And if you're still looking for a trading platform, don't forget to check out Moomoo. My link is in the descriptions below. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye!